I should have put these in my sleeping bag.
I want to set up a shelter here. The snow's pretty packed. I just want to see what happens if I just put my tarp up and then just put down my sleeping pad. Along here, my tarp has a big red X on it. Not that I'm anywhere out of reach right now, but the reason for that is in case I need to call a helicopter, this is going to be a little bit easier to see in the snow. This is called a tensionless hitch. Basically, if you wrap it around enough, it won't go anywhere. And then usually what I do is I just do one more at the end like that, so that in the morning I can just pull on this one and it'll all come off. Cold. It's only like -1 right now, I think. But it's windy. Damp, I guess. I don't know. I always just tie my stuff up like this. It's basically folded in half a bunch of times till it gets to a reasonable point. And then to store it, it's always really easy to get undone because there's so many loops. I find this is easier than doing a rigmarole. I'm gonna leave the corners tucked in, see what happens. I think my best bet here is to actually pull it this way and then maybe pull another one the other way. So I'm just gonna go around this tree. If I can get really low on this one, so I'm gonna do it. A little out of the ordinary, but I just used the carabiner to connect this one, save myself a bit of time. Put my bag there, hold this part down, and I'm pretty good.
So you can see here, once again, I'm camping underneath a bent over tree, or two bent over trees actually, if you consider the other one. And for me, I don't know, this just makes me feel safer. I've heard a lot of horror stories of people getting hit by trees while they're camping. And even on my last video, in hindsight, I'm looking back on it and I'm thinking, man, I shouldn't have knocked over that tree. Like, that tree was pretty old. It was probably going to last a few more years. And I had a bit of tunnel vision. Like, I'd already spent an hour setting up my campsite and I thought, man, it would only take me 10 minutes to knock over this tree, to cut a little notch in it and just push it over. But that wasn't the right decision. I'm not going to defend it. I'm out here making videos of me camping in the woods because I love camping and I love making content for people. But the last thing I want to do is encourage anybody to do anything risky or destructive to the environment. And so that's on me. I used to play a lot of video games, and one of the video games that I really liked to play, in addition to Dark Souls and Elden Ring and kind of whatever, League of Legends, stuff like that, was I really liked atmospheric games. And one of them that I really liked was this indie game called The Long Dark. In that game, you had to do 4 things, basically. You had to not get cold, you had to not get tired, you had to not get thirsty, and you had to not get hungry. Usually the thing that was the toughest to do in that game was to find food, which was my biggest gripe of it. Like, I think realistically you can go quite some time without eating food. But anyway, I haven't even watched that show alone. I've literally never watched that show, if you can believe it. I'm super into survival content. I watch lots of it. One of my favorite people that I watch is Ranger Fieldcraft and Survival. I love watching videos where he just opens up his bag and talks about every single piece of gear that he has. I guess what I've found is that doesn't really translate that well into real life unless you've practiced it. So that's part of what I'm doing here. Like, I'm going out. I just love camping. I love sleeping in the woods. I guess one of the other things I like to do is practice in isolation a couple of these skills that I've seen in YouTube videos. And realistically, yeah, I'm not that experienced. Like, I've camped before, obviously, but not like this. That whole red X on the tarp thing, that was something that I learned from Ranger Fieldcraft and Survival. And you know, the next day I went outside and I went and put a red X on my tarp. I think he does it with duct tape or with reflective tape, but I think that's because the bottom of his tarp was black or something. So since the bottom of my tarp was silver and I was usually camping in the snow or in the forest, I thought, okay, red would at least be a little bit easier to see than nothing.
little safety trick. Just find a little twig. That way when you don't want to hold your log up with it, keeps your fingers out of the way. For tomorrow morning. Keep it relatively dry. Take that off for a bit. Nope. How do you guys like your steak? Guess this is like a medium rare. I changed it into this turtleneck. I really like this turtleneck, even though it's kind of heavy. It's just warm. It's like 20% wool or something. I like it. Feels nice to put it on dry. These wool pants are from Big Bill. They're soaked right now, but I don't really feel it. It's surreal. Work. Morning. Oh no. I should have put these in my sleeping bag. I think I have spares. I'm gonna have a coffee in the woods no matter what. I find with fire sometimes it's hard. You want to like play it safe, but also a lot of times it's way easier to start a fire than you think it'll be. Like, I mean, people start fires by accident all the time. It's how hard it could be. Ah. Tensionless hitch is a little bit annoying the next morning, but I'm gonna repair that.
Whenever I'm going on these trips, if it's going to be bad weather, like in a couple of my other videos, it dropped down to below -20 Celsius. Of course, I get people commenting saying that I could have gotten hypothermia and stuff like that, and it's dangerous. And I appreciate the concern, but it's not dangerous. And I'm not saying that because you should go out and do it. What I'm saying is that I was 25, 30 minutes away from my car, and I was perfectly ready to not even pack up my stuff, like just literally run over to my car and start it up and then go home, and then go back the next day and grab my gear or something. And I take quite a few things into consideration when I do anything even remotely extreme on this channel.
We had a huge ice storm here about a year ago, like around this time last year. That's why you're seeing all the dips everywhere. You can see over there too. I left this a little too close to the fire. I think it still works. Yeah, it should still be good. That's happened to a lot of my clothes before too. It's so stupid. So this is how I make coffee. I just use a fine mesh strainer. Something about having coffee in the middle of the woods just doesn't get any better. I feel like Ryan Gosling in Blade Runner, except I'm not bleeding out, just like having a coffee. If you're gonna ever try to mimic anything that I do here, just don't be an idiot. Like, this isn't about being an extreme. This is about being somewhat uncomfortable, but kind of being okay with it and just like having a good time anyway. And cool snow stratifications.
Believe it or not, I actually had a pretty good sleep this night. I wasn't cold. The shelter worked great. If you're still here, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any ideas of places that I should try camping next, and stay safe out there. Hope to see you guys around on the channel if you're liking the videos.